Hello, my beautiful people. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Depends where you are in the world. Where I am this afternoon, it's been a nice bright day since this morning, but now the sun's playing hide and seek, which is okay. And yeah, we're lucky that in last few days, sun has decided to come out more and give us like more vibrant energy and a drive to do the things. But anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope your day is going well. I hope your night is going peacefully. Depends where you are in the world. In my last night's video, actually, I said I will talk about how your mind can be your worst enemy and your best friend. I didn't elaborate, I didn't talk about it in detail, but today I will only try to stick to this one thing because it's very important. I did mention it in my few last videos saying, well, when we hear from the people, their download comes into less mind, obviously, and then that keep playing, the records keep playing. Or it's like eating yesterday's food when you're contemplating on your old memories and bad memories or old hurts or whatever. So to that extent, I think I have already mentioned it. But how your mind can play a very, very vital role in your life, positively or negatively. I can give you a little example. Your doctor tells you your report is not good. You're taking a medicine. You're listening to your doctor. You're doing everything that they say. But your mind keeps telling you, your mind is not in your control. Your mind has already told you you are a victim of this, whatever is happening to you. Your mind is not working in your favor. Even when you're trying to distract yourself, your mind is actually bringing all those ideas that what can happen with this, whatever your health condition is, what worse can happen. Your mind is not being your friend. You invest in a business, somebody says, well, somebody else lost in that business so much money. Instead of thinking, dealing with the situation, your mind starts telling you, well, now you can't do anything. This is your mind turning against you, your mind being your enemy. When it comes to turning in your favor, that's like no matter what happens in the outside world, no matter what your health condition is, no matter what people are saying, no matter where your money has been invested and somebody lost it or there are chances you might lose it too. Your mind has to be in your control. You tell this baby to be quiet. You tell this baby all will be well, all is well, don't worry. So once your mind starts listening to you and stop taking over you, it's your best friend. Because then you can use it when you want to use it. It's not like you're getting consumed by your thoughts all the time. Your mind is making you run in every direction. You're thinking of hundreds of things in 1 minute. That minute is being wasted because that's your today, that's your now. You're losing it, you're missing out on your beautiful this moment just because your last moment is in the way, coming something that is not even in your hand, that your future's moments are in your head. Not worth it. If you can't live now, how do you expect to live tomorrow? Same way. Wait. So your life is not a life. It's a constant wait. Even when you go and you want to catch a train, you sit on the station, you know the train is coming. If it doesn't come, well, there might be another train maybe tomorrow, maybe 2 hours later, whatever, but it gets very disappointing because the train didn't come. Same goes with the plane. If you miss your plane or if your flight is late or whatever, then again, that kind of. But here, you don't mind. You're just sitting at the station, just waiting constantly for something that is not in your hand. People call it future. People say, I'm working for my tomorrow. What about your today? Your today is not in your hand and you're talking about your tomorrow. If you're not happy today, your tomorrow cannot bring no happiness to you. I'm sorry, I'm not cursing anybody. I'm just being realistic, guys. Okay? Because it's a continuation. Life is a continuation of things, of happenings, of experiences. But if you feel like you can only, either you're living in your past, so that means you're bringing all that energy in your today, in your now. Ruined. If somehow you're lucky enough not to think about your past and not to let your past ruin your life, then you are a very wise person, thinking wise, thinking like, oh, I'm being very practical. I'm planning for my future. Where my day is gone, I don't know. Have I eaten? I don't know. Have I met my children? I don't know. Have I seen my wife? I don't know. But I'm working for my tomorrow. The tomorrow that I even don't have in hand. Very wise, isn't it? Well, I'm impressed. But think about it, please. Because if you continue like this, day by day, minute by minute, every single moment is taking us close to our end. This story has to end like so many other stories have ended in this world. Your story is not everlasting story. It can only be everlasting when you make the most of your today. When you are happy in your today. When you're happy, it will bring more chances to be happy. When you're happy, you can, even if you do one thing in the day, you can do it with all your heart and honesty and happiness and sincerity. But if you're doing tons of things, your whole day is gone, God knows where it's gone, and you've done so many things, but not even a drop of happiness. Not even one single moment where you can sit and feel, I'm alive. I'm happy to be in this world. So what's the point? It's a total loss. Total loss. I normally don't bring my personal experiences in these videos. Well, I do mention few things, but I don't want to. But sometimes it's very important if somebody can get an inspiration from it. And it's not just my stories. There are so many other stories too. But I can only confidently, I can tell you my story. And I will not tell you all the stories, but I'll just mention few incidents. And please, I'm not boasting myself. I, as a soul, as a human being, I think my first duty is to be humble, polite, and realistic, and thankful to my Creator, thankful to my God, and to the universe. That I'm doing. Thank God I'm up. It happened. Allah helped me. Universe helped me. Otherwise, I couldn't get through those times. But yes. My mind also worked with me. And I'm thankful to my mind too. For being my friend. There was a time long time ago when I was told, God forbid, and my children were very young at that time. My son was sitting on my lap. He was like 1 year old or something. And I had lost my husband. He had already died. And my children were very young at that time. I'm a single parent actually. So, doctorate, a big, so many things happened before that, obviously, and let's not go into that. But then she breaks this news that, I've got a disease which is obviously quite scary, and she was worried. In that moment, I complained to God because my husband was already gone. My children are very young. What do? I did complain. And to be honest with you, I was literally crying like a child, sitting in that chair. And my son saw me crying, so he started crying too. My daughter was with my cousin in the waiting room. But that was it. That was it. After that, and they also said, well, this is the lady who can probably, help you with, she can support you. You can call her. No. Not because I didn't want any help, but I wanted the help from an authentic source. I wanted the help from someone who can really help me. And that was only God. That was only this universe. That was only, to work with me was my mind, myself. I had to pick up my own energy and say, well, what will be, but what do I need to do for this? And thanks to God, touch wood, I'm so, touch wood, there's a table. I'm so happy that I did that. I mean, maybe, somebody made me to do that. Some spirit guides, my ancestors, I don't know. Somebody was guiding me through that time. But first intention, first decision was mine. If I would have just sat down somewhere and think like, okay, now I'm dying, so what do I do? Nothing. Life would not have moved an inch. Well, if it was my time, I would have died. But what I'm saying is, whatever time I was alive, I would have even been dead at that time. So fear is something that kills you before your death, before your time. So don't let it take over you. Keep your mind in confidence. Keep your mind close to you turn it in your best friend, rather than let it work against you in every way, shape, and form. Just very recently, this is another, so many things again happened. And obviously, when you live we've all lived a life. So many other things I can mention, tons of things. But the thing is, whenever you hear something, and then this is another thing that was obviously my good luck, God's miracle, universe working in my favor, that news was wrong. It turned out to be a wrong news. But that was after 2-3 weeks suffering, mental suffering. But then, because I was not suffering, why? When I look back, I feel like, why? I was not scared. Why I couldn't be scared? I was worried about my children. I made the arrangements that I had to make for them, that what would happen, if I die. I was getting all the checks, going through everything that medically they were telling me to do. But the fear was not there. For some reason, I don't know why. And I'm so grateful for not having that fear at that time, because even if I didn't have that ailment, if I didn't have that health condition, I would have developed something else because of this period of suffering. Suffering brings more suffering. Happiness brings more happiness. Love brings more love. What do you want? I'm going to wind up here. I'll catch up with you in the next video, inshallah. Look after yourself. Think about what I said. Trying to keep the videos as short as possible and to the point. I get carried away, I know, when I start saying something. But I hope today I have actually saved some time from wasting. And all I can say is never give up. Be happy, keep smiling, because life is beautiful.